Hey everyone, and welcome back to Purpose to Love. My name is Randy, and today I want to talk to you about transitioning back into school and back into work. Many of you parents and teachers are preparing your children to go back into school this fall. We're in the first week of August, so it's coming up soon, and it's going to probably look a little different with COVID and everything going on, but whatever your plans are, I hope this is helpful. I also hope this is helpful for those who are just going back to work. Maybe you're a caregiver and you're going back into day programming, and so you're having to slowly transition into that. But hopefully some of these things to keep in mind will be helpful. So let's get started. So the first tip or reminder, if you're already practicing this, is just to remember something positive that you experienced during your quarantine or your time off, whether it was just extra quiet time, whether it was more downtime for you to work on some crafts or things that you enjoyed reading. Remember those good things. If you are a parent and you had to be home with your child that whole time, remember anything fun or any milestones or any positive or good things that happened during that time. Don't neglect those moments, as you are transitioning back into, more of a regular routine or back into the school year or back to work. Take the time to think about the good things that have already happened. So that kind of preps and prepares your mind to plan for the future, essentially. Also, when you're in a positive mindset and you're thinking about good things, it starts to release certain endorphins, oxytocin, serotonin in your mind, which are the happy chemicals that give you more of that positive, joyful mood. And so you want to start your planning and you're planning for transitioning back into school, back into work with a more positive outlook. If you're going to start very negative and frustrated and grumpy about it, then it's probably going to be way more difficult to get things going and get yourself motivated to prepare or do whatever you have to do to transition. So remember the good old days, remember good things. So that would be the first tip. So the second tip that I have is to let it go. You gotta let it go, and I know we probably, or most of us probably think of Elsa's song from Frozen, especially if you have younger ones, but truly you have to let it go. You gotta let go of whatever happened in quarantine, your time off, any struggles, any challenges, frustrations. You gotta let that go. Sadness, you gotta do your very, very best to let that go and take your mind and turn it towards the new thing that's about to happen, because in essence it will have its new challenges and new struggles, and it doesn't have to be bad all the time. But if you carry any negativity and that hardship with you and that weight of that hardness with you into the new season, into that new situation, job, work, whatever, then it's just going to feel so heavy when you get into it, So do your best to let go of whatever happened in quarantine, whatever happened at home, or the challenges of working from home and, trying to find ways to be super creative, do your best to kind of let that go. And remembering is fine, but just not, obsessing over those hardships and those challenges, and allowing yourself to take on new things, new challenges, new creative ideas, just a new perspective. But first you have to let it go. So that is number 2. So tip number 3 is to embrace new and different things. Embrace plans that you have for the future, new ideas, new creative ways of doing things. Just be open to it. I know as parents, bringing your child back into school or back into day programming, or as a teacher or a direct care professional, going back into work and having to, kind of tread through these different waters with everything that's going on, all the new requirements and restrictions in place, but because of COVID. But try your very best to just embrace the fact that it's going to be different, it's going to be new, and that's okay. It's going to be something unexpected. Don't try to go in with this okay, this is how our school year starts, this is how work is, and just go into it with the fact that that it's going to be different, and just embrace it and be excited about new change and creative ways of doing things. And that will hopefully help with the perspective shift as you're going back, and so you're not so skeptical or frustrated with maybe, as a parent, maybe as the way the school is doing something or rolling it out, because it's all different. It's new to everyone. We don't know how to, handle going to school with the possibility of having like smaller classes, or maybe wearing masks or face shields, or, staggering classes. I don't know. It's going to look different for every school, but in every program. But if you can just go in with the mindset, like, I'm going to embrace anything new, anything different. I have no idea what's, how it's going to really look or how it's going to be set up. I'm just going to try it and go from there, so try to embrace what you can. That would be number 3. So my 4th and final tip is plan and prepare as best you can, because there's so much right now that is out of your control, right? But for the things that are in your control, plan and prepare as best you can. As a teacher, as a parent, as a direct care professional, there are a lot of other things and people kind of above you who are probably trying to make decisions and figure out how to handle this upcoming school year or the new programming style, what that's going to look like. And they probably, most likely, because we've all never really experienced this before, are trying to plan as they go, or they're trying to, seriously take time to like figure out what needs to be done. But if they've never done it before, it's going to take some time and some tweaking here and there, and things might change. And so it may not feel as solid of a plan, but and that's out of your control. But the things that are in your control, maybe there are some lessons or activities that you can plan in advance to make it more seamless and more fluid when you're working with the individual or the student. As a parent, maybe there are some things that you can do on your end at home in terms of like creating an environment that's more structured in terms of playtime or reading time or quiet time or movie time, whatever, creating those schedules again. If you fell off of a schedule, maybe kind of reincorporating that even now before you start school or start programming back, that might be helpful, because the student or the individual can start to expect what's expected of them moving forward. And that might help relieve some of that tension or frustration or confusion. So, definitely be as prepared and plan as much as you can. To-do lists are my favorite things in the world. Planners are really important to me. I'm not huge on sticky notes, but a lot of people love using sticky notes. I use my phone and my timer in there, or my alarm rather. So I use so many different things. This planner that I have here, it has like little lines in it here. So I kind of incorporate this, like my to-do list, within my planner. I don't keep it too separate, because then I have too many things going on. But between using a planner and my phone, I really find those to be helpful to just kind of keep myself on track, even in my personal life. So find different ways that you can plan and prepare as best you can. Don't put all the pressure on yourself. Just know that there's a lot of other things out of your control. And this is a new school year, a new fall season that's coming up super quickly. Everything's moving really fast, but we have a new season coming up. And so just do your very best and give yourself a pat on the back for, making it this far. You've done it. Like, you're doing really well. Like, you made it through quarantine, hopefully, prayerfully, but you made it through quarantine, and everything is, we're here now. And so that's a big deal. So give yourself some credit. Do your best to plan and prepare, and we'll move from there. So that is all I have for today. So one last thing before I go, speaking of transitioning, I am moving out of state. And so the next couple weeks or so, next few weeks, I'm going to be really busy with packing and moving and saying goodbye, remembering all the awesome memories I've had and made here, and, letting those other things go that will not serve me where I'm going, and, just embracing anything new and different. And, I'm trying to plan and prepare, as best I can with everything going on. So that's what I'll be doing, in the next few weeks. So I won't be on here, but I will be back in a few weeks and bring you some more content. I want to say thank you so much for your support and your encouragement, and I really appreciate your subscription and your views and your likes. So thank you so much, and I will see you in another few weeks, and we'll go from there. So remember, you are purpose loved, and I will talk to you soon.